brewing some tea out here in the outdoors. So, some things I brought out. A pitcher. I got this from Daiso. My everyday teacup. I got this from a thrift store years ago. I don't know what that noise is. My kizu. This one I bought in Japan 2 years ago. It's my first kizu I actually bought when I was there, and it is my dragon egg kizu. It's such a cool design. I also have a cup that matches that, but not using it today. And then the tea, I put it in this little thing because I feel like it feels fancier. And then my water. This tea, the tea today is actually kabuse Sencha from Japan. The brand is Obubu. I've been going through my tea cupboard recently and picking teas I haven't had in a while, and this is one of them. It's actually one of my favorites as well. It smells, I literally just opened it and it smells so delicious. This is why it's one of my favorites. If you can see it. Okay, so this is actually part of the end of the bag of the kabuse. So it's a little bit, I would say, smaller leaves than usual. And I don't know if you're new here, but I always eyeball everything unless I'm doing an experiment. So today, just brewing tea, I'm just gonna eyeball it. I used to do tea chats all the time, but I stopped doing it for a while. I don't know why. I just kind of stopped. You can see what I'm doing here. I use there's a lot of little leaves. Half of that in there. The water was was 200 degrees when I poured it in here. This water bottle does not keep heat very well, so it's probably, I'm gonna pour it in here to see. It's probably not going to be very hot anymore. Took me a tiny bit to do that. There's also, I was going to be in a different position, but I was going to be over there, and there's a slug on the ground. And something about slugs is I live in the Pacific Northwest, and we used to have slugs everywhere. And one of the things about them is, as a kid, I used to see them probably I would say over 1,000 slugs around my yard and on hikes and stuff as a kid in the summer and springtime. And then slowly they just disappeared. Like they were gone forever, and I couldn't find them at all. And we honestly didn't see slugs for probably 10 years, I would say. And it's not like I wasn't looking for them. I was. When I take hikes, I always look for little creatures. And yeah, we didn't see them forever, but this year I've seen so many, and it actually kind of makes me happy because I don't like slugs. Like, they ruin gardens and they eat stuff, but it makes me happy that they're coming back to our ecosystem. I feel like it's, yeah, but there's one over there, and I didn't want to sit by it because it may have came to my side. This is still kind of warm. Yeah, but yeah, this past year, the spring and winters are actually been very similar to when I was a kid, and I think that's one of the reasons why animals are coming back. I also am seeing more birds coming back, and yeah, flowers, moss is growing better. I think something the past couple years, this shift, and animals weren't coming. I've seen a lot more deer as well. In my area, you can see elk and deer. There's only a few places around here that you can see elk, but I am not out there. But yeah, so I've seen a lot more animals, and the wildflowers are coming back, which is also something I don't know what was happening in the 10 years. I don't know if they were spraying something or what, but I'm so glad. Some of my favorite flowers, the bleeding heart flower, all of those are coming back in full force. There's so many left. So, yeah. What I'm doing here is I'm touching the water to see if it's cool enough for the pot and for the tea to not bring out the bitterness. This water is a little bit too warm. I do not have another vessel. Usually you will pour it into other vessels to cool it down, but now I'm just talking about creatures here in the Pacific Northwest. But it's almost to the point where I can pour it. The rule of thumb with high quality senchas like kabuse, gokro, or any of the just high quality senchas, you want the water to be okay to touch, and that is, if it's good for your hand, it's good for the tea. And this is kind of almost good for the hand. It kind of feels like burningness. Like if I hold it too long, I might burn my hand. So I'm gonna wait a second about it. I'm trying to sit outside for a little bit because I actually got called into work today because someone is sick. So I have to go in early. So I just wanted to sit out here for a moment. And there's so many birds out here recently. I got an app that actually tracks the birds and tells me what birds are singing, which I really do enjoy. I'm learning a lot. So now that this is it, I can hold my hand a little bit more on it. I'm going to pour in a circular motion. This is one of my bigger teapots. And it's a clay teapot, so I only use senchas in this, or green teas in general in this, but not smoked green teas. So only senchas in this. Yeah, but it is one of my everyday teapots. I use this teapot almost every day. I hear like a train, but I live on a road with no train track. Maybe it's a car. I don't know what's happening. It's very noisy. It's a very big semi in my parking lot. That was the noise before. It's their brakes. Anyways, I also hear my dog barking about it. So you wait a minute for this tea to steep, usually. The water was a little bit hot. Like I said, I was being impatient. It is a little wasp by me right now. Hopefully it doesn't come close. But he's looking at the tea. And I will pour. This is a year-old kabuse. This is from last year. Oh. And yeah, we're gonna see how it tastes. I haven't brewed this in a while. I have a few different kabuses in my collection. I think 2 of them are from Obubu. So we'll see on the pour. The color's very nice. But again, it's the end of the bag and it's kind of has small particles on it. So. It smells very umami. Oh, jeez. Oh, very umami. There is a sweetness to it, though. This is why I love this kabuse, actually. It's one of my favorite years of kabuse from Obubu, is this one. Because each year is different because they don't blend their tea from year to year. So blending tea would be basically you take the tea from last year or the year before and you blend it with the new tea so it has that flavor from the old tea. A lot of bigger companies do this, so they have a more uniform taste from year to year. And yeah, so a lot of companies do that. Obubu is one of those companies that don't do it. That's why I do enjoy their teas, because you're not getting the same tea year for year. You're getting different ones, and that's the same with most of teas I like, because it's unique every year. So if you do like a tea that you're drinking, I advise buying 1 or 2 bags for it. Not only with Obubu, but also with fermented teas, tea cakes and stuff. You're not gonna get the same flavors from one that's the same thing next year type of thing. So I advise if you like a tea to buy more of it. Oh, again, one of my favorites. It has a caramely taste that also has a very strong umami taste. So it's like you're eating, let's picture a salad, like a spinach salad, but you have a sweet raisin in it as like a little thing, or an apple in it. It's very good. It's very delicious. I'm gonna brew one more and mix it with that. Sometimes with kabuses, I have to be in the mood to be drinking it because they're so strong. Which is, yeah, honestly. So if you never had a kabuse, this is one of the highest quality senchas. Now we have gokoro, which is a traditional high quality sencha where they have shelving shades, shelf shading, and it's very traditional. There's traditional ways of doing it with bamboo as a shader, and yeah, it's like a giant shelf on top. Now, kabuse could have those shelves. Kabuse literally means to shade. So it's basically just a high quality shaded tea. Because not all senchas are shaded, just some of them are. And this one is, I would say, would be gokoro kabuse, and then just shaded senchas, excuse me, that are harvested other seasons in spring. But this is just so peaceful out here, even though we just had a giant truck go by. Oh, fly landed on me. The giant truck that was driven by someone that did not know how to drive a truck go by. I hope they didn't hit anything, because it did sound like they did, but that's a problem for me later. I wonder if you can hear this. Wait, let me grab my. Getting all those golden drops. Let me put you back in my shirt. Also, another reason why I wanted to film this video is because I am using this new microphone, which I do love so far. This is my first official video of filming with it, but yeah, I love it. I tested out last night, and I walked out of my bedroom with my phone filming on the other side, and you can hear me, and it sounded like I never walked away from the phone. Oh, second brew is just as good. It's a little bit duller, but yeah. Yeah, we're having a heat wave here where I live, and it's going to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit for the next couple days. And where I live in Washington, where I live in America, we do not have AC built in our houses usually, because we're usually the colder states. But as long as I can remember, and I've lived here since I was 9, and I'm 24, turning 25. it's been hot during the spring and summer, and we still don't have any AC. So most people get fans or AC units and we put them in our windows, and it still is not enough for our summers, because here where I live it's kind of a temperate rainforest, so it's very humid and hot. Every time I visit my siblings in drier climates, I literally am like, oh, I'm not constantly sweating. But spring is my favorite season here in Pacific Northwest, and if you do want to visit, spring is the best time in my opinion. April is probably my favorite month because all the trees have just bloomed. We have sakuras, we have plum blossoms, pear blossoms, but we also have all of our leafy green maples and all of those. We do have a lot of evergreens here, so they're always green and they're always up and ready because we are the evergreen state. But yeah, it's beautiful. And like I said earlier, the wildflowers are out right now, and there's just millions of them everywhere. It's so nice. Also, another thing about me is like what I'm sitting on right now. It's actually moss with a tiny bit of grass in it, and that is probably one of my favorite things about where I live, is because the ground is usually covered in moss and it's so comfortable to sit on and walk on. It's just like so nice and I love it. Yeah, it's such a beautiful day. I literally just want to lay down and take a nap outside, drink some tea, have some nice little relaxing moment. That's one thing I love about tea. And right now is honestly how relaxing it is in my hectic life. I've been trying more and more to film as well, and I think you guys have helped me also relax, because when I film, I sit down and either talk about a certain thing or, make tea, which, yeah, so if there's any tea you want me to show you how I make, please let me know, and please comment anything down below. How is your season? What season are you in? And how is it right now? What's the weather like? What do you love about it? What do you not like about it? And enjoy tea. This has been my tea chat with Jordan. Cheers.